Hey guys, what's going on? Andy here from Rebuilt Factory. A couple things. For as long as, I've been kind of meaning to start this channel for like about a year, and I have thousands of video footage, that I just haven't uploaded. I don't know why, but we're going to start this channel, and I'd like to share the first video. And this is crazy. This has been a dream of mine for as long as I remember. Buying a commercial property where my business can comfortably have a home without being a lease or having a landlord has finally come true. It was a complete roller coaster on how this property came about. I'm pulling up right now. So this is our new building that I just bought and we just moved into. This is absolutely insane. It's insane that it's 10,000 square feet on 1.3 acres. This is all us. Let's pull in here and I could kind of show you guys around a little bit. It's been a crazy ride on how I ended up here. The first company I started, it was an auto repair shop. We sold that company like a long time ago. It was like 9 years ago or so. I had a partner with a friend. We're still good friends, no bad blood. And the business was working. It's just we kind of got exhausted, and I would probably say that we were giving up. Instead of pushing through it, we kind of gave up on it a little bit. But we were fortunate enough at least to sell it instead of just closing it and just going out of business. We didn't sell it for a lot of money, but it was definitely better to sell it than if you ever close an auto repair shop and you're just stuck with selling secondhand equipment. Equipment's really cheap on the used market. But anyways, buying a building has been a dream of mine for as long as I can remember. It's just, I don't know how to explain it, but it's crazy. It's super crazy on what I bought because of where I was renting before this place. And I'll probably have to do a part 2 on how I ended up in this building. But I will do what I can right now. And we'll show you guys around and we'll see what I bought. So if you're not familiar with what we do, we are a dealership. We're definitely a dealership. Most of the cars we buy and sell, almost all of them are salvage titles. We rebuild them here. We offer lifetime warranty on the repair work, and then we sell them. We ship them. We finance them nationwide. We have banks that do it, but we do pretty cool stuff. Let's just check out what's in here right now. It's a 6-speed Blackwing. This is a Headscam Z06. 6-speed Blackwing. It's a 6-speed Mustang. 6-speed RS. Diesel. We do a ton of diesels. That's just some of the cars we do. And this building, buying this building was really stressful because so I don't know what part of the country you might be in. So this building was listed for $1,150,000. If you don't know anything about commercial properties, generally, if you want a loan on a commercial property, you have to cough up about 20-25% for the most part. It's not like buying a house. They won't get you a loan at 3, 5, or 10%. SBA might do 10%. I was in a little bit of bind, so SBA wasn't an option. But I'm really happy that I found the credit union that I did, because I think in the future, well, I'm about to switch all my banking over to them. That'll be another funny story. But let me see if I can figure out most. Let's see. So we literally just moved in here a couple weeks ago. That's why if you see something like oddly out of place, like a file cabinet in the middle of a shop, that's because, like I said, we just moved in here. There's, an office chair just hanging out right here. Anyway, let me find these lights. Now, about this building is crazy because there's so much stuff in here that from a building perspective, like if I would have just bought an empty building, I don't think I would have spent the money to add what I have. Let me get to the light over here. Wow, kind of happy. Oh, okay. And I don't even know where half my light switches are still. Like, I'm not super. Okay, got it. Okay, so let me walk you guys around a little bit. We could start over here. Let's start outside. So I have that parking lot. I have the gated lot, and then I have this parking lot, which there's 13 parking spaces here. But these are striped kind of wide, so you can realistically, I mean, if I really wanted to pack it in here, I could fit way more than 13 cars. That's the yard, starts over there. This we took out of the shop. This is like a wooden table. That's garbage, so we gotta toss this out. Looks like I gotta fix my I see the winds must have taken that off a little bit. Okay, but yeah, so we got this parking lot, which is super cool. I'll do a video later about the space that I came from, but this is sick in itself, you know. And sorry if it sounds crazy. It might sound crazy when I say something like this little parking lot is sick, but you got to understand, if you're coming from much less, having a little parking lot becomes just something you couldn't even imagine that you had. It's stupid. It's just a parking lot, but you know, it's kind of cool. It's my parking lot now. Anyways, we got our air compressor in here. I can show you guys around the shop. We do a ton of cool cars, like I said. Every now and then I've made some mistakes. This 996 Turbo is a mistake, but we will get through it. We do a ton of manual cars. 17SS is manual. The Turbo is manual. The Z06 is manual. The 997 Turbo is manual. The 13 GT500 and the 12 GT500 manual. This Carrera S is manual. This 4S is a PDK, but at least it's a .2. This Datsun 240Z is, of course, my car. Actually, I think this is a 280. I have a built Fairlady at home, a right-hand drive 2+2. It's got a 700 wheel horsepower SR20 VET. The goal is to make two cars into one, because if you know anything about these cars, the 2+2s are absolutely worthless. So in order for my car to actually, it's fully built, tons of suspension parts, brake parts. So we kind of got a 2-in-1 it. So the future value of it is, you know, resellable. It's drastic. Like a Datsun Coupe's worth, you know, 50, 60, 70K, and a 2+2 is worth 10 grand. So the difference is pretty severe. But anyways, onto the building. And again, just talking about cars, this Blackwing's a 6-speed, this ZL1 is a 6-speed. And then, you know, obviously this thing's diesel. If you're into skis, the Richter is mine. Spark Tricks is my wife's. I also have a Crash Reaper that's hanging out at the house. But this building's about 10,000 square feet. It's a pretty open layout. At first I thought I was going to be bothered by these columns. I'm not really. Everything is... The space here is fantastic so far. And, you know, it was kind of... This curtain setup was already here. I have to add my curtain setup. And then we're going to, as quickly as possible, we're going to throw a paint booth in here. Probably... this Expedition just got painted. Check this thing out. Not buffed yet, but painted. So we have to, we're going to throw a paint booth in there, in this area. And then we're probably going to add like some two-post lifts, kind of where the Porsche and the GT500 are. Back on the building. The building's 10,000 feet. The shop, I think, is like At first, when I was looking for this space, when I was looking for a building, I didn't really care for office space. I didn't care for office space. I didn't find it to be an advantage because the shop space is what makes most of the money. This building's 10,000 feet, but slightly what I thought I was bothered by is the office is 4,000 and the shop is like 6,000. That's approximately the split. Now, I kind of wish it was a little bit less in the office, but I also see how it's going to work out. I think I'm going to be okay. The shop itself, I mean, this is a fantastic setup. We should have no problems being able to get stuff done, and we're just not even really set up. We're not organized yet. These are office chairs. There's a whole bunch of parts just thrown in there because when we moved, we were just unloading the U-Haul. You know, we were just literally throwing parts out of the U-Haul just to get everything out. We did this move. We did this move with 3 26-foot box trucks plus 14 tows on a tow truck. A lot of tows for the tow truck because of the frame racks and the posts for the towers for the frame racks, but some of the other stuff too. Let's go inside. Let's check out the office. This has 3 bathrooms, which is crazy. There's a shop bathroom here. Nothing crazy, but at least there's a shop bathroom. And again, this all has to, I have to sort through everything. So let's check this out. Let me get the lights going in here. Where are my light switches? Here. Okay. So here. Okay, we'll start from here. That's fine. So this is the front door. This is the front door. Front door is really cool. The previous owner here did a crazy job. I mean, this guy was killing it, and he was really A1 on everything. And you know, when I was looking for a building, I was in a really unique situation where I had to move. It wasn't about finding nice. It wasn't about finding perfect. I literally had to move. I was running out of time with the city that I was fighting with at my original location. But these are the kind of things that you don't really pay attention to that are a tremendous value. Like this door is brand new. This is like a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 front door. All the windows are new. This guy really did a great job. The previous owner did a great job taking care of this place. And it's probably something I wouldn't have been able to do. Like, for example, let me show you guys something. Okay. There's a front sign on that. That's my front sign. And it's blank because I just don't have the money to, I just don't want to spend the money for a sign right now. I don't have it. Like, you know, I'm hanging on for dear life here. So it's not like, oh, I bought this place and I can start doing what I want, you know, from interior design or signs even or anything, you know. So let's check this out. This leads to that parking lot. Here's the turbo again. So from here you walk in, there's a little cool mini bar. All right, and then something that I would have never added, but it's really cool that we have now. We have a full kitchen in here, which is amazing. You know, it's definitely amazing for your employees. It's amazing for just making it more comfortable. Here we're kind of gonna have our main waiting area. I'm gonna put a TV up here. I am so glad that this guy left this, okay? Because when you're buying a retail space and you start moving in, something like this is big money. Like this could easily be 3, 4, 5 grand, 10 grand. Finding a great reception desk, it's super, super expensive. So I'm really grateful he left this. There's a room in here that's like the, you know, your server room. That's how they had it set up. All of these, that's all internet running to all the offices individually. Up there is the camera system that I have to hook up. You know, this desk's not a big deal, but this is kind of like the I don't know, the IT room, if you want to call it. We've set up the printers here. And then this office space is just crazy, you know, like there's an office in here. Okay, and we have some things we got to hang up. These are really cool. We used to sell a lot of bikes. We don't really do bikes anymore, but so like there's an office there. It's just so much. And there's an office here. And these aren't, you know, I don't know how the camera's showing it, but these aren't small offices. The one thing I could really appreciate is now if my son wants to come to work with me, he can. This is a huge office. And it's overkill for sure, you know, but I'm trying to appreciate it because the more comfortable you can make it at work, the more easier it is to be here. You know, you just want to be comfortable, all right? This next part's going to be stupid, or it's going to sound stupid. More office. There's office. You know, these are connected through here. You know, and then you can come out this way. We got a little parts room in here. Well, that's what we're going to set it up as, a parts room. And you got to get another office. Okay. This space, there are, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the parts room. There's 7 offices, if you will, and it's just me, and I have 2 employees. So this place is like, it's huge, you know what I mean? And this is gonna be funny. I didn't think anything of it. You know, most places would think nothing of it, but coming from where I came, this literally has 2 bathrooms. That is so cool. Okay, like, it sounds stupid. I think my son did this. He's 3 years old. It's the little stuff. It's the dumb stuff. Like, some of the lights are on automatic switches. Like, I would have never thought. It sounds stupid and crazy, you know, but it's so cool that you walk into a room and the light turns on. Like, you do got to fix that door. You just got to mount it up, but it's super cool. There's a shower in here, and again, just, you know, stuff I would have never added that I could appreciate. I really appreciate that it's here. And, you know, like I was saying, look, the last business that was in here, they had tremendous growth. They found tremendous success. They're in a similar industry, not auto sales, but they were in sales. His staff here in this building, they had a staff, I think the total staff was 15 with the shop and the office, okay? So I have a ton of growing to do. I have a ton of room to grow into. And I think in the other video, I'll talk about what it was like trying to get a loan for a commercial building. It's a very manual underwriting process. And I can go over some of the lenders that I went through and see if it helps anybody who's in a similar situation. Maybe you've been renting somewhere for a while, and you're thinking about buying a commercial space. All of this is just, to me, this is absolutely crazy. I could see my company being here for at least, you know, confidently you could see it, you know, being here for at least 5 more years, 10 more years, 5 more years probably, at least, at the very least, you know. I don't know what's going to happen. It depends how fast you grow, or it depends, you know, you never know. You could find some struggle and it might not be as easy, but this is a total dream come true. This is crazy. You know, the space that I can provide people to work, this is huge. And it's just, right now, we literally have 2 guys, 2 techs plus me. That's all it is here. It's quiet all day. Most of the offices, the heat isn't on. Most of the lights aren't on in here. You would think that nobody's here because we don't even have a sign up front. But, you know, hey, if you're slightly interested in this type of stuff, you know, this channel, I just kind of want to make a channel seeing, you know, how far I can grow my company and have some cool videos around for either, you know, have some cool videos around to share with my friends in the future, with my kid in the future, my kids, or my wife. And, you know, if you think you might like this content, please subscribe, follow it, and I'll see what else I can put out. Thanks for watching.